Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everybody in the room for coming to this press conference today. I think absolutely everybody who sat here will be eagerly anticipating this game on Saturday afternoon. I know myself and all the squad are. The team have been buzzing all week. I'm delighted to welcome Courtney Laws back from injury. He's worked incredibly hard to get himself fit so soon, and he has added to the competitiveness and the intensity of training. We travelled to Cardiff this afternoon. We're looking forward to getting there. We're looking forward to seeing all the many wonderful England supporters who are also going to be travelling to Cardiff the next day or so ahead of this game. Wales versus England in Cardiff is one of the iconic fixtures. We know it's a game that's steeped in history and passion. We know the crowd's going to be in full voice. And I think everybody who loves rugby is looking forward to this game. Thank you.
Lovely. Thanks, Steve. And then we'll come to you first.
Hi, Steve. Firstly, can we just get your reaction to the news last night that this fixture is going to go ahead as planned?
We planned that it was always going to go ahead, so nothing's changed from our perspective.
I mean, yeah, I guess there was a chance that it could not have happened. And I suppose there's a couple of ways of looking at it. Firstly, that maybe Wales haven't had the time they would have liked to prepare, or actually that maybe this could galvanise them and we'll see the players more dangerous than ever. What do you think? Well,
I think, firstly, what we're going to say, from myself and everybody involved with the England team, we have incredible sympathy for what the Welsh players have gone through. No player, no professional athlete should be have to deal with that level of uncertainty and anxiety. And we really sympathise with them for that. From our point of view, we've focused on the game and being the best prepared team we possibly can be. Other stuff we can't control, so we just concentrate on what we can do.
Just one change to your starting 15 with Anthony Watson coming in. I mean, how good is it to have him back after almost 2 years out of this England side?
Yeah, I think, again, I see Anthony's passion to play for England is mirrored across the whole squad. And I think this team's a great blend, and I think it's the right blend of players for this particular test match. As I say, I look at each test match to make sure we get the right team, because every game matters for England.
You touched on Courtney's return in your introduction, but how good is it to be able to call on his experience, especially when you're travelling to somewhere like the Principality?
Well, I think you want to have all the best players possible available. Courtney's worked really hard to come back from injury quickly, potentially sooner than many people forecast. But Courtney's been so incredibly diligent with it. And again, it adds to the competitive nature of the squad. We want a competitive squad, that players that we have depth in each position. And I think in certain positions we're starting to build that. And Courtney certainly adds to that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ross. Thanks, and Ross, we'll come to you.
Okay. Hi, Steve. Have you had a chance to see the Wales team yet that was published a few minutes ago?
I saw it briefly. We've just come off the training field and come straight here, so I've looked at it as I walked in, but only briefly.
You were, I think, the forwards coach, weren't you, in 2017 when England last won at the Millennium Stadium? It is such a tough place. What's your recollection of what you guys almost needed to do that day and get that result as you kind of obviously try to repeat?
Well, I think it's the thing you've got to note here, we're an incredible place to play rugby. And again, it looks, as you look at this Six Nations tournament and the different places, the stadium we play in and the atmospheres, the history of the games, to be part of it is a privilege. And I know from chatting to many of you in the room here, you feel the same, that going to these places and watching these games, and you've watched so many of these iconic fixtures. It's absolutely terrific. And the players are excited about it. I know that the supporters that I've met the last week or so are really excited about it. I know there's going to be a lot of England fans travelling down there to cheer this team on.
Not your problem, I appreciate, but a tough start for Warren Gatland, as he always said it might well be coming back and loving a challenge. That'll be fascinating, won't it, to lock horns with Warren's team in this environment as well?
Well, from our point of view, I've had the opportunity to work with Warren and the Lions in 2017. And then it was a great opportunity to work with him and understand a little bit more about how he sees the game. And I clearly have a lot of respect for him. The teams right now, as I've been very clear about what we're trying to do with the England team, is we're trying to rebuild it. And this is only a few weeks into that rebuild. And it's a different situation to what other teams are in. And certainly they've picked a team that's packed full of experience. They've got a huge number of caps in their team. And that makes this it just adds to the excitement of what a fantastic fixture this is.
And just finally from me, consistency of selection. We're starting to see that particularly in the pack, aren't we? And you talk about that England DNA. Is that hopefully a good sign that you're trying to get that bedrock for an away test, particularly your first as head coach?
I pick a team that I think is the right team for the game we're playing, against the opponent we're playing, with the players that are available. And that's the process I'll go through for every test match. And I'm not looking too far ahead, not looking back. I'm looking at what we need this week. I think the players have trained really hard last week, trying to put some more building blocks in place as we try and strengthen the foundations of this game we're trying to create. We know we've got a lot of work to do. Ultimately, we've got a lot of catching up to do with other teams. But I can't ask any more of the players in terms of their attitude and desire to want to get better.
Thank you.
Thanks. If you could pass it behind you, and then we'll finish with Julian. Thank you.
Hi, Steve. With Kyle Sinclair, I take it his cut has sort of healed enough for him to not to have any issues on Saturday.
Yes.
And brilliant. Okay. And on Anthony, is this almost like a fresh start for him? Because obviously he's had a number of different injury problems, hasn't he? Some long and some short. But it seems like a massive chance for someone that we know is obviously like a very talented player.
Well, I think with Anthony, I was fortunate to be part of the coaching team here a few years ago. And with Anthony, they're playing so well, and then he continued in the England team after I had left, and then had those couple of setbacks, and then I signed him. I took the opportunity to sign him in club rugby, and from the day he walked in, he's magnificent. The professionalism, the way he prepared himself, the way he helped the younger players, how much he cares as a professional. And I use that word a lot because sometimes I think from outside, you don't see just how much these guys care. And he cares deeply about this team playing for England, and it's great to have him. He adds to the mix in those outside backs where we're starting to build some competition for place there, some depth, and then the ability to change tactically for what you need. And you see that, you look at what we've got in the back line on the bench there, to come on and have the ability to change the game tactically a different to play a different way.
And it seems like he's, the way he carries himself with his confidence and his ability, he's got a bit of an aura about him. Is that the kind of thing that can, give confidence to a team?
I think what the main thing is, and I say this for all the players, is how much, because I'm asking them to do things a bit differently. I'm asking us to train a bit differently, prepare a bit differently, how we conduct ourselves a bit differently. And Anthony, along with all the players, has embraced that. We're trying to rebuild a team, and these guys have really grabbed hold of it and are driving it forward. And it's brilliant to have him part of it, along with all these terrific young players.
Thank you. And Julian, we'll finish questions with you.
Yeah. I just wondered, Steve, what's your advice to your players who haven't played in an atmosphere like Cardiff on a Wales-England day before, about how they remain composed when it's 74,000 people going nuts at the Principality?
Yep. I go back to I echo what I said at the start. What a privilege it is for us all to be involved in a fixture like this, and whatever part we play in it, whether you're a player, a spectator, a journalist, a coach, whatever, to be part of a fixture like this, it's terrific. So I think as we all do, embrace it, look forward to it. I know the supporters are, and we can't wait to get down to Cardiff. I think there's been a buzz around training all week. I could sense it last week, and as you come in at the start of this week, you could really feel it. We're looking forward to getting down there and getting the game kicked off.
Sure. I mean, sometimes some England teams have been looked a bit overwhelmed by the whole experience. Is there any way you can sort of stop that or prepare yourself to avoid that happening?
From our point of view, and the stage we're at as a team, it's very straightforward for us. We're trying to put the basics in team. We're trying to be brilliant at basics. That's what we're trying to do, and that's been every day over the last, I think it's 4 weeks now. Is it 4 weeks they've been here? It's not been an awful long time. So what we're trying to do is just make sure we build those foundations of our game. And that's what I ask the players to do. And I think in these test matches, get the basics right.
Thank you.